guys, I'm Commander today in Raid Shadow Legends. Welcome to the video, guys. Hopefully it finds you all doing well. If not, send us some positive vibes, some love your way today, especially if you need it out there. Listen, this video has nothing to do with Phantom Scroll, but I figured I'd check in with you guys. I was on an auto battle before I started this video, and I wanted to kind of touch base with you guys. Do you like it? Do you not like the dungeon? When it was first released on the community tab poll, about, I don't know, I think 60% of you guys did not like this new dungeon. Have you found teams? If so, who are they? What champions are you using the most? Anyway, guys, we've never made, for all the ranking videos we've done here on the channel, I love to do rankings. I don't care what anybody says. I like it. So that's all that matters, right?
When one lives alone.
Well, I guess the thousands of you guys matter too at the end of the day, right? A little bit, just a little bit here on the channel. I'm not making these just for myself. Anyway, I've never done an HP ranking video, an HP-based champions ranking video, that is. So today I took on the Herculean task of ranking every HP-based champion in the game. Well, not every, but the top 15 from 15 to 1. Let's go ahead and jump right into it here, guys. This was actually a tough one. You know what? HP used to be kind of like the dirty little rotten stepsister of the, or whatever the heck, what am I talking about? I have no idea. Behind the attack base and the defense base, but actually throughout the last maybe 1 or 2 years, if you think about it, a lot of these champions have been released. Certainly the top, let me look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dude, the top 5 of these champions are within the last like year and a half. So that says a lot. HP-based champions has seen a real resurgence of super, not just competent, but really, really valuable champions. So with that being said, let's start with number 15. It's going to be Ursuga Warcaller. I love Ursuga or Ursuga. I don't care how you say her name. Either way, she's amazing. First of all, you know, she's a bigger lady. Not shaming, don't cancel me, but I'm just saying she's a bigger lady, but she's very fast, okay? 108 base speed, 1531 base defense, 23.5 almost on the HP. Very tanky. She is the quintessential tank in Raid Shadow Legends, primarily because of this passive, right? Decrease the damage all allies receive by critical hits by 30%. This champion receives that damage instead. Especially beneficial, let's just be real, like mainly beneficial in the arena where a lot of all of the big nukes are going to be critical hits, right? In PvE, crit rates are usually around 15%, so it's really a mitigated ability. But in the arena, this is incredible. I mean, you're getting 30% damage mitigation from her passive, and then think about all the other things you can stack on it. I run Ursuga with Selfless Defender and Bulwark, more damage mitigation. She's an absolute monster. I put her in a bolster set, more damage mitigation. And then she's got the big version of Strengthen on herself and Ally Protect big version on all allies. Again, that's a 50% more damage mitigator. There's no one like Ursuga Warcaller for arena defense mitigation. Or damage mitigation, excuse me. She's got a decreased crit damage or decreased speed, decreased attack and defense depending on... it's difficult to build her as a super uber tank and still land enough accuracy on her to pull this off in PvP, but it can be done. She also has a nice block active skills on the A1, not to mention HP all battles 33%. Yeah, she's really good. You can make a case she's being snubbed here at 15 on the list. Let me know if you agree or disagree with that sentiment. All right, next up is Coronar. You know what, man? I have a soft spot for Coronar. He's never been a meta champion, ever, in Raid Shadow Legends. But he's always been, I don't know, somewhere in that B+, A- tier, at least in my mind. And he never disappoints, Coronar, right? He never disappoints. He has amazing control on the A1. It's an AoE on his A1 with a turn meter decrease. Now, on the passive, he counterattacks with that A1 when hit by enemies under decreased attack, defense, and speed, which he has in his kit. He's got to provoke on an AoE on a 3-turn cooldown. He's got to increase defense on himself, block debuffs on himself, and then another AoE with decreased attack and decreased defense on a 4-turn cooldown. Now, the fact that this is a 4, not a 5-turn cooldown, and there's no like extra turn mechanic anywhere in his kit is really what mitigates him, in my opinion, from being an S-tier champion. That being said, he's still amazing, right? And again, with the turn meter here on the A1 and a great companion champion with Maneater as well, I mean, attacks almost two times instead of one. Turn meter's 100% if Maneater's on the same team. That is really, really, really cool. And he's always counterattacking no matter what if Maneater's on the same team. He also has an increased defense on all allies for 2 turns when this champion kills an enemy, which happens more often than you would think. He actually deals a lot of damage, especially in aggregate over the course of a longer battle with all of these counterattacks on the A1. I'm a big fan of Coronar. He is... yeah, I mean, he's the Beast, right? From Beauty and the Beast. It's pretty obvious.
When it came to the Beast, they had to keep an inner life in the character. Their task was to draw a beast who feels and experiences tremendous emotions which are evident in his eyes.
Oh, you look so
stupid.
Right? All right. Let's go number 13. Actually, I had a short. I don't upload too many Raid Shadow Legends shorts, ladies and gentlemen, but I did once. Well, a few times. But one of them was the top 10 or 5 or something Disney villains in Raid Shadow Legends. Some content for the kids, what can I say? And I actually had a lot of fun with that one, and Coronar was indeed the Beast. All right, next up is going to be Husk. He comes in at number 13. We love Husk. He's got the Provoke on the A1. He's got the Stun on the A2. He's got the, the crappy ability on the A3. Let's not talk about that. But he does have an enemy max HP ability on a 4-turn cooldown. It makes him amazing for Hydra. He really went from a... I don't know, a C average champion, right, to a well above average champion after Hydra Clan Boss came out, and yeah, he's really good. You get all that damage, plus you get the stun. He's good in other areas as well, especially like anywhere in progression in the game, so Husk comes in at number 13. At number 12 on the list is going to be the man, the myth, the legend. You can make a case that he is also being snubbed on this list. It is Maneater. Maneater, man. He's such a good champion, dude. He was the quintessential unkillable champion for so long inside this game, but then Demytha came out, and Helicap came out, and a bunch of other Asgore, a lot of champions, right, with block damage, or unkillable. So he's not as necessary. Any of you old school players, you know what I'm talking about. Let me know in the comments below. When I started playing, like, if you didn't have Maneater, like, tough luck, bro. You're out of luck. So he's really, really good, right? Unkillable and block debuffs for 2 turns. And then, I mean, people don't talk about or recognize enough how good he is outside of unkillable teams too, man. He's got 100% turn meter steal, essentially, deplete, and then it fills his champion's turn meter by the amount the target loses on a 3-turn cooldown, not to mention a decreased attack on everybody, big version, on the A1, as long as the attack is critical. Very, very good champion, good base stats. Everything about Maneater is on point. Now this one, some people are going to have a problem with this one, but I'll be real with you guys. I think I'm being kind to Sir Nick. I've always been a Sir Nick hater. Sorry, Sir Nick. He looks really cool, Santa, right? But the thing is, I'm a big believer, and you guys have been disagreeing with me in the comments. Some of you guys, a small contingent, the fan club of Sir Nick. Listen, I'm still putting him number 11 on the list. He's obviously a good champion, right? Let's be real. But some people think he's like the best thing, one of the best HP champions in the game. I respectfully disagree. I mean, he's good. He's got a freeze on the A1. He's got a shield on the A2, a good shield on the A2, and then on the A3, he's got a continuous heal and an unkillable for 2 turns on a 4-turn cooldown. Again, it's the same story of Maneater. I probably should have put Maneater ahead of him, honestly, but it's the same story, right? A little bit of power creep, in my opinion, you know? Back in the day, he was the OG Void legendary, right? Back in the day, this kit was, I don't know, he was probably the best Void in the game, you know? But if you notice, I think every single champion, maybe with the exception of one, that we come out, well, actually, no voids, but every single champion above him has come out more recent, way more recent than him. Anyway, guys, great base stats, 105, 1100 on the defense, okay, 22, almost 2300 on the HP. Still not a bad champion. He's great in Ice Golem, great in various areas, great for progression everywhere. He's just not what he once was. All right, number 10. This one might be a little bit surprising to some people too. I'm a massive fan of this dude. He's a brand new champ, 2 months ago or so. Asgore Crimson Horn. I really like him, man. He's a companion champion of Jetney the Giant. I want to start with his Tramble, his passive. When attacked, 50% chance of placing a decreased speed big version on the attacker for 2 turns. Very, very good control built into his passive. You don't see anything like this in the game in terms of the decreased speed on the passive. I like it. I really like this ability. And then he has a heal on the A1, right? He has a chance of increasing the duration of 2 random debuffs on the target as well. Not bad for an A1 ability. And then Crack the Sky. It's an AoE, 100% chance of removing 2 random buffs from all enemies. Really good ability. And then a continuous heal on all allies. This dude is an amazing healer. On the A3, a full heal on a target ally, and then a block damage for 2 turns on a 4-turn cooldown when booked. Plus the decreased speed is bringing a lot to the table. I really, really enjoy this champion. You can use him really anywhere that you would use a Helicath, but you need a Force Affinity champion on the team. It's the same ability as like a Roshkard and a Helicath, only with, you know, they all bring a little bit, except for Roshkard. Sorry, bro. Power crap.
I said, why?
They all bring a little bit something different, right? He has the full heal, which is really, really nice. So Asgore comes in at number 10. Number 9, guys, is going to be my man. I actually really love this champion as a previous fusion or fragment summon. I think fragment summon, right? I don't know. 22k base HP, decent base stats. It's Bivald of the Thorn. Obviously, Spirit Affinity, Sacred Order Legendary HP base champion, the Provoke on the A1. And the cool thing about it is, you guys probably already know this, but it's worth stating how valuable landing Provoke on weak hits is. It really neutralizes and it mitigates the need, obviously, for having an affinity positive matchup. He'll still land his weak hits, which will mitigate his damage a little bit, but of course, he'll still be landing his debuffs. He is a 2-time hitter. This is also a 2-time stun chance, coincidentally, kind of like a Mighty Uko type thing, the way it's coded, if he has a stun set on, that is, or Provoke set, which is how I have him built. So I put him in a Provoke set. He's landing more Provokes, Leeches. Leech and Provoke can land on weak hits. You also have it from the Artifact set. It's an amazing combo. One of the best Provokers in the game on an AoE. Probably the best on an AoE Provoker for my money. Anyway, another AoE. He's got a healed and a shield, so he's got that support built in as well. Really handy, especially again in Hydra. And then decreases the damage taken on all allies from enemies under Provoked by 15%. A nice little add-on there on Dethorned, not Dethroned on the passive. All right, coming in at number 8 is going to be another epic champion. An epic champion creeping up to number 8 on the list. Is this our last epic? It is. So the number 1 HP-based epic champion in the game is, say it with me, Voga!
I mean, what were you expecting?
Man, you could probably make the case that Voga belongs in the top 5, guys. He's very, very good. Not really a recent addition anymore, probably about 2 or 3 years ago, but it feels like just yesterday, to me at least. A triple hitter, increasing the duration of a random debuff on the A1, nice to have. Makes him immediately viable in areas like Fire Knight, just as a healer and a triple hitter, right? We have an AoE Provoke, love to see it. We also have a decrease attack on targets who receive the Provoke from his skill, all on a 3-turn cooldown. Sign me up, 75% land rate. And then we have a great heal, one of the better heals in the game. Every time he's attacked, he heals all allies by 50% of the damage received, 25 from bosses. And then when attacked, he places a leech on the attacker for 2 turns as well. If the attacker's under a Provoke placed by this champion, we have a 100% chance to win, but increasing the cooldown of a random skill by 2 turns. Occurs once per attack. I mean, that's a very good kit. I swear, this could be a legendary champion kit easily, and I would invest and I would still put him on the list. I mean, I'm not just ranking him just because he's an epic. That should be obvious. Anyway, let's go on to number 6. And remember how I was talking about earlier, there's only one champion on the list who's an old school legacy champion in this game? Well, here he is, guys. It's Tyrant Ixlamore. So, good old Tyrant. He's still got it, man. Got a lot of defense, a decent amount of speed, decent amount of HP for HP-based champion. He's got a heal on the A1, self-heal, an AoE HP burn, 3-turn cooldown, but it lasts for 3 turns. Very important. I love those abilities, like a Shagor decreased defense, or a Shagor poison lasts 1 turn longer than the cooldown. What else do we have? An Iron Brago increased defense. I love debuffs or buffs that last the same duration of the cooldown. Ooh, I love it. I love it. Increased defense and ally protect on a 3-turn cooldown on his A3, and then damage increases, decreases, excuse me, by 10%. Enemies under HP burn debuffs. You know what, guys? I'm looking at this dude, and I'm realizing that I skipped a ranking. Maybe my editor can help me out here, or maybe I'm screwed.
I couldn't.
All right, well, hey, guys, my bad. This is the first time this has ever happened. Not bad for 4 years on the YouTube channel, right? So Tyrant, I want to be clear here, is number 6, okay? we couldn't help but get to him earlier. Number 7, so apologies, guys, apologies, is actually going to be a guy that might surprise some of you guys. It's Versulf the Grim. That's right. I'm ranking this dude above Maneater, Sir Nick, Asgore, Bivald, Voga, Husk, Coronar, Ursuga. Well, you guys saw the list. I think this is probably one of the most slept on support champions in the game who can also deal a lot of damage. He's got a provoke on his A1. He's got a shield on himself. On the A2, he's got an AoE, which actually deals a lot of damage. He's placing a leech, good for heals, and then an extra hit on enemies under stun, freeze, fear, true fear. You guys can read it, right? And then we got to increase defense and an ally protection. Again, this is it the same as is Tyrant's big version increased defense, big version ally protect on a 3-turn cooldown. Think of how much damage we are mitigating on that one ability. Is Tyrant the exact same thing? I think it is, right? Yes. These are the only 2 champions in the game that have the big version increased defense and ally protect on the same ability. The reason I have Tyrant over Versulf, even though we talked about him opposite, is because Tyrant has that burn. I mean, that puts him over the top for me. But this is such a good damage mitigator. Plus, he's dealing a lot of damage. Again, really good multipliers. You'd be surprised. You put him in there's a HP only secret room in Doom Tower. And this guy out-damages almost everybody on my team. Versulf the Grim. When hit, he has a 20% chance of placing a provoke debuff on the attacker. Occurs once per hit. That's a really nice passive to add on to everything else. I'm a big fan of Versulf the Grim, man. He was a fragment summon way back in the day as well. Really cool champion. Now we're going to go all the way to 5, guys. I apologize. I think that maybe, now that I say this list over, sometimes we do this on these ranking videos, right? As we're like making these cases for all the champions, we start to talk ourselves into more champions. And I think that maybe Tyrant could have been a little bit higher. Either way, number 6 isn't too bad. Eryx is coming in at number 5. I'm a massive fan of Eryx, man. Woo, she can deal some damage and great control. An AoE on the A1, we're removing random buffs. On the A2, another AoE, 75% stun on a 3-turn cooldown. That is really good. And then we transfer a random debuff from this champion to the targets that receive the stun from the skill. A nice little addition to that ability. And then an ally protect on everybody and a counterattack on this champion on a 3-turn cooldown. Counterattack's good for 2 turns. We go back into the A1 and we're removing more buffs. Great for Hydra, really great for the arena. Sneaky good arena champion, and really anywhere else you want, just a lockdown damage dealer and control champion, right? Very, very, I made a video after I maxed Eryx, right? She's a login champion to get after like 700 days or something like that. I made a video on her after I maxed her, and she's been sitting in the vault for a while for me, for a couple months. And I made a video, I was like, what? Like, she's so cool. She's so good. I remember when she first came out, people were like, a lot of people that I remember just kind of be like, average. I think she's way better than that. And plus, she looks so cool. Honestly, one of my favorite looking champions in the game. Really is. What about you guys? I can't be the only one. What can I say? I love the Smoke Monster. I love the Smoke Monster, guys. Okay, we have our one and only Ty on the list. That's right, I snuck in a 16th champion, guys. We have a Ty at number 4, okay? It's gonna be 2 of my faves. I really, really, really wish I had this dude. It's Nicktrack. Oh man, this guy looks nasty good. He's got a decreased attack on his A1. On the A2, he's got an AoE, decreased speed, a shield on all allies. The shield cannot be removed if it is placed when there are any enemies under a leech debuff. He has all kinds of leech synergy on Nicktrack. And then we have an ally protect on all allies, and a reflect damage on all allies, and then a heal on him by 50% on a 3-turn cooldown. Soul Rot, whenever an ally under reflect damage buff is attacked, place a leech debuff on the attacker for 1 turn. Reflects 50% of the damage this champion receives back to the attacker, and then increase the amount of damage reflected by 20% from reflect damage buffs placed by allies. Very cool champion. HP in all battles by 33%. I'm a big fan of Nicktrack. What do you guys think who have him? The ratings are good on this dude. Man, I wish I had him. All right, the tie guys, is at number 4 again. The 2-way tie is, of course, Walking Tomb Drang. This guy's so freaking good. I love Walking Tomb Drang. I think that, like, personal biases, which I guess his whole list is, he might be number one. He's so important to me, at least on my account. What about you guys? You use this dude? He has an unresistible HP burn, and then he has instant activation on the A1. Enough said. He has an equalized HP of all allies. HP levels of all allies can be brought to the ally with the highest HP. Incredible champion. A great heal. A great burn, can't be resisted, and then the instant activation, dude. I really love Walking Tomb Drang, clearly. All right, guys, coming in at number three. Number three on our list is going to be, another champion who could easily be number one, is Coronar, Death Bell, baby. Or fella. The Bell. It's a very feminine name for such a masculine-looking dude. Anyway, we gotta heal this champion by 10% of their max HP on the A1. On the A2, Bell's Toll, we have an AoE. We get the turn meter filled by 30%, and then we have to cleanse on all allies. Ooh, what a good ability. What a good ability there. The cleanse and the turn meter fill, I love that. And then the strengthen and ally protect. We talked about Tyrant, we talked about Verself. My man here, Coronar Death Bell, is actually mitigating 75% of incoming damage. He's absorbing 50% of his own, and then 25% strengthen. That is insanity. But it gets better, guys. Violence Locus increases champion's resistance by 20, defense by 10% for each ally protection buff on all allies. Quick math here, 4 allies, we get an 80 resistance, 40% defense. That is really good. We need him to be tanky. He's got that big ally protect. Fantastic. Also increase the resistance of allies and the defense by 5% for each ally protection on them. If there are multiple champions on the team, blah, blah, blah. I mean, counterattacks, whenever an ally under ally protection buff is attacked, can occur once per enemy turn. That's going to give him healing, 10% of their max HP, even more on that A1. Dude, can make a case he's number one. What a champion. Number 2 on our list is going to be Taurus the Fierce. Taurus the Fierce, man. He's a great champion. He's got of course, the decreased attack on the A1. He's got the stun for 2 turns on a 3-turn cooldown, double damage. Always going to use this annoying attack when Rishka's on the same team. Annoying in the sense that it's very good and does a lot of damage and has a 2-turn freaking stun. Constant pressure, you're just going to kill everybody, basically. I could read it all, but it's basically an AoE kill shot. Does a lot of damage. The best HP-based nuke in the game. And then when attacked, decreases the enemy's attack by 10% up to 50%. 25% against bosses. Occurs once per skill. I mean, come on. He's got the fear at the beginning of the turn. I hate this dude. I love this dude. I want this dude. Taurus the Fierce comes in at number 2 in the list, guys. He is so good, and I don't have him. Womp, womp. Anybody feel my pain out there going against him every fight in the arena? Oh, God. Anyway, guys, number 1 on the list. You can call me crazy if you want to. You can call me crazy. But any guesses? Anybody know where I'm going here? He's an orc. That's the clue. It's Artak. Maybe I'm high on the new, the new shiny toy. But I think the Artak, I mean, listen. He's a free champion, that's cool, right? But outside of the fact that he was free for everybody watching this video at the time of the recording probably has him unless you started playing, this week. I mean, we already know what he does, but I want to read it again because we want to respect just how good this dude is. AoE on the A1 with a 45%, 50% chance with Sniper. Sniper works on this A1 to extend the duration of HP burn debuffs on the target by 1 turn on the AoE on the A1. On the A2, another AoE. Before attacking, instantly activates any HP burn debuffs on each enemy. And then has a 100% chance when booked to placing a decreased attack on all enemies for 2 turns. Whoa, that's really good. And then, Purifier. Another 3-turn cooldown on a double AoE. So my man's got an AoE on the A1, an AoE on the A2, an AoE on the A3, 3-turn cooldown, no cooldown. What? With the instant activation,
Daddy, chill.
attacks all enemies 2 times. First hit, 100% chance of placing a burn. Restores his champion's destroyed max HP 10% each blah, blah, blah. Heals his champion. Blah, blah, blah. Dude, instant activate. He's placing the burn. He's instantly activating the burn. He's increasing the duration of the burn. Whenever a burn debuff is activated, destroys the champion's max HP by 5%, stacks up to 50%, and increase their crit damage, crit damage, and defense by 1% for each 1% of their destroyed max HP. That can stack to be like absolutely insane. He is like a spider killer, but moreover, he is one of the best burners inside the entire game. He's great almost everywhere. He is, I mean, I'd put Artak above Ninja, seriously, above UDK, above Rhonda, certainly above Deliana and Alexander the Sharpshooter in the champion chases. I really think he's that good, guys. Call me crazy if you want to. Honestly, Taurus, Artak, Coronar, Drang, those four for me, like those are S tier. Snick I had tied with Drang, so I guess you could say maybe I should just put him down and make it a top 16. But hey, at the end of the day, guys, there's my list. I apologize to my editor for screwing up the list like 8 times throughout the video. Sorry, Osama. We love you, bro. Guys, thank you so much for watching all the way till the end of the video. Hopefully you enjoyed this tier list as much as I did. I really, really love HP-based champions. There's a lot of good ones. We talked about a lot of good champions in today's video. Much love, and as always, take care, guys.